I didn't quit my job because I was brave. I quit because I was exhausted from pretending I was okay. And if you've ever sat at your desk thinking, there's got to be more than this, you're not crazy. You're just waking up. This is how I quit my 9 to 5 job. Stick with me to the end, and I'll give you a tool I wish I had earlier. A 7-day reality check ritual to figure out if you're built for more or just burned out. Because not everyone should quit, but everyone deserves clarity. Let me tell you how I found mine. It started in traffic. Same route, same playlist, same feeling like I was driving towards someone else's dream. I used to stare at my office badge like it was a barcode on a product I didn't remember buying. My life wasn't bad, but it was numb. I was showing up, clocking in, cashing out, and slowly disappearing. Some people burn out from doing too much. I was burning out from doing too little of what lit me up, and I told myself, you're lucky to have a job. Don't be ungrateful. But what do you call a life where gratitude starts to feel like guilt? I remember looking around the office and realizing no one seemed alive. We weren't living. We were surviving. The energy was fluorescent and flat. Even the plants looked depressed. That's when I started having this recurring daydream. What if I just didn't come back tomorrow? The turning point didn't come in some dramatic breakdown. It came on a Tuesday. My manager asked me to stay late for the third time that week. And I heard myself say, sure, no problem, while my soul screamed, this isn't it. That night, I opened my laptop, typed, how to escape the 9 to 5, and hit enter. That's when I found it. A rabbit hole of videos, blogs, and business models. Most of them were hype. But one video caught my attention. It wasn't flashy. It was a guy talking about drop shipping, no inventory, low startup, mostly online. And for the first time in months, something sparked. I didn't quit the next day. Instead, I started quietly building. After work, on weekends, watching tutorials, testing products, learning ads. It was messy, confusing, slow, but I was alive again. Every tiny win felt like a crack in the glass box I'd built around myself. And while my job still drained me, my side hustle started feeding me. Not just income, identity. It made me realize maybe I wasn't lazy or lost. Maybe I was just misaligned. I remember shipping my first product, hands literally shaking with excitement. It wasn't just the sale, it was proof. Proof that I could move forward, that I wasn't powerless, that maybe I had more options than I thought. It made my 9 to 5 feel smaller. Not overnight, but day by day. Then came the first real, this could work moment. I launched a new product and people actually bought it. Not millions, not viral. Just enough to whisper, keep going. But here's where the story flips. Dropshipping was just the spark. YouTube? That's what gave the fire oxygen. I started making videos, not as a guru, just sharing what I was learning. And guess what? People started watching, not thousands, but enough. Enough to make me think, wait, this could actually be something. And with every comment, every DM saying this helped me, I felt more certain. Those first videos were rough. I used my phone, edited with free software, and cringed every time I heard my own voice, but I posted anyway, because I knew the feeling I was chasing, not likes, liberation. Now pause. Because this part right here, it's where most people ask themselves the wrong question. Not how do I quit, but how do I know I'm ready? So let me ask you something. What's one thing you've kept putting off because of your job? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. Let's talk about it. And if this video is hitting you where it hurts, hit like so I know you're out there. Now back to it. My audience grew, my energy came back. I started waking up early, not because I had to, but because I wanted to. My 9 to 5 still paid the bills. But my 5 to 9, that was building a future. And it wasn't just about money, it was about proof. Proof that I wasn't stuck. Proof that I could make something out of nothing. Proof that I wasn't broken, I was just bored. I remember the exact morning it clicked. I was sipping coffee at 6 a.m., editing a video I actually cared about. And I felt this strange, unfamiliar thing, peace. Not the absence of pressure, but the presence of purpose. I gave myself a deadline, a real one. I said, If I keep this up for the next 90 days, if I stay consistent, show up, and see growth, I'll put in my notice. Not because I hated my job, but because I finally loved something more. And that's the key. Don't quit because you're mad. Quit because you're clear. So 90 days later, I did it. No viral moment, no dramatic exit. Just me sitting in front of a blank resignation email, finally typing what I'd rehearsed 100 times. Thank you for the opportunity, but I'm ready for something new. That was the hardest thing I ever sent. And the most honest. The night before my last day, I couldn't sleep. Not out of fear, out of electricity. Because I knew I was stepping into the unknown, but for the first time, it didn't feel like falling. It felt like flying. Fast forward to today. My life isn't perfect. I still have stress. I still have uncertainty. But I wake up knowing I own my time, and I get to build something that feels like mine. No more faking sick days for mental health. No more hiding my ideas because it's not part of your role. No more pretending small talk is personality. I left all that behind the day I decided to stop outsourcing my purpose. And no, it wasn't instant freedom. There were hard days, quiet videos, times when I almost gave up and crawled back to the old life. But then I'd remember that cubicle, that beige wall, that version of me who felt like a ghost. And I'd keep going, not because I had all the answers, but because I finally had a reason. Now, about that reward I promised. If you've ever thought I want out, don't just fantasize, run the test. I call it the 7-day reality check ritual, and here's how it works. Day 1. Write down everything you do at your job and how each task makes you feel. Day 2. List 5 skills you've always wanted to monetize, even if you're not qualified. Day 3. Research someone who's done it, starting from scratch. Day 4. Spend 1 hour acting like you already quit. What would you do with that hour? Day 5. Track what gives you energy versus what drains it. Day 6. Simulate quitting. Turn off your alarm. Follow your own schedule for 1 weekend. Day 7. Ask yourself this. If I didn't already work here, would I apply for this job again? This ritual won't make the decision for you, but it'll clear the fog. It'll show you what you're really craving, escape or evolution. And that's power. Not quitting blindly, but deciding intentionally. It took me months to get clear. You could get there in 1 week. The point isn't speed, it's alignment. If this video gave you clarity, don't keep it to yourself. Tag a friend, share it, or just hit subscribe. This channel isn't about hustle culture or overnight success. It's about reclaiming your life, one brave decision at a time. And if no one's told you this lately, you're not crazy, you're just not built for cages. You don't have to leap today. But maybe you just need to look up and realize the door's been open this whole time. All that's left is to walk through it.